Hi all, I'm Peter from Canberra, Australia, and today I'm reviewing Screaming Trumpet by Realitone. This is just a little bit of MIDI that I've thrown together for the occasion. Just something to showcase at least some of the possibilities, the extensive possibilities of this library. It requires the full version of Contact. It's not a Contact player version. I'll show you the interface and I'll let it go around in a moment. Now you can see the key switches in action. A few bum notes here and there. I haven't really edited it as much as I should have probably. Well, there you go. So, Screaming Trumpet by Realitone. First impressions were very favourable. You can get this thing to sound good with a fair bit of work in terms of the articulations, but in terms of the sound, it's been well recorded, and I've just got a little bit of reverb on it, the Steinberg reverb. And a little tiny bit of compression. That's probably because I just threw this thing together and I didn't edit all my velocities very well or anything like that, so I've compressed the sound a little bit to make up for the lack of editing. It's not about an exercise in songwriting, it's about showing off the gorgeous sound of this trumpet. I'll take you through the settings first of all, I suppose. So here we have the settings. How many articulations do we have? Let me show you. So here you can set up which articulation you want on which key for the key switches. So main articulations, start articulations and release articulations. There's about 60 something altogether. I didn't even know a trumpet had that many articulations. I'm not a trumpet player, obviously, and it's amazing what you can do and the sort of riffs you can put together with this library. It is a good lead library. The trumpet was played by Wayne Bergeron, who is one of the world's premier solo trumpetists, and it was recorded by a crew called Mark IV or something as part of a horn section package. And the boys at Realitone liked it and asked for the use of the samples of the trumpet and put their own interface on it. Here you have a timbre control, you have your reverb, which is just your standard Contact reverb. It's not my favorite, so that's why I've thrown a little bit of reverence over the top of it, and your vibrato control is there, and you can just, you know, put any of these articulations on any key that you like. You basically have three types of key switches. You have the sustains, you have the start articulations, and the black keys are the end articulations. You have an expression slider which you can just easily just map to any controller. When it comes to legato, I think legato is a very important thing, obviously, for trumpets and brass, because notes tend to slide from one into the other. There's a scripted legato and there is a true legato. The true legato is really, you know, it sounds really nice, but it's hard to record it. So every combination of notes goes with every other note, and you can get some sort of artifacty things going on. I'll just play a little bit, and maybe if you got good headphones or speakers, you'll sort of see what I mean. So I'll just use the true legato for now. Well, boys and girls, if you were paying attention, you could have picked up a few artifacts there, just like little artifacty sort of things that happen with true legato. And the scripted legato, which play the same section, is just a bit smoother. It just depends on what you're doing and how it's working out. Obviously, you prefer to use the true legato, and it sounds great. And but the scripted legato is just a little bit smoother overall, I think, in contact. So the comparison. Well, there you go. See, that's smooth as a bucket of snot off a wet bathroom wall. It's a very good sounding library. Not the easiest library for me to program. I'm not a very good keyboard player, and if I have to go and remember where all the key switches are and play them in with my left hand as I'm going, I mean, I have trouble enough when the thing's standing still, so to speak, to do that on a keyboard. But the way I go about these sort of libraries that have a lot of key switches and need, they have a really great potential, but they need a lot of work with the key switches just to, you know, get it to sound really right. So what I do is I just go for the sustains, and the sustains with the legato on is you can do pretty much anything with it. You can sort of do shorts and sort of staccato like notes too, and so what I tend to do with a library like that is just play it through with what I'm hearing, the velocity, the note spacing, etc., and then just throw the key switches in later on. And then sometimes you're fiddling with key switches and something completely different comes out to what you put in, and you get these happy little accidents. And everybody knows how good a happy accident can be in a studio. So it is a good fun library. So the way it works is you've got the yellow section there, which are your sustains, your start articulations, and the black note, so the end articulations. So there's some of the end articulations. Good fun. And then you've got the where's the green range? Here we go. Yep. Etc., etc., etc. It goes on like that. And yeah, you can do a lot with this library. You could get really, really intricate with it. You know, this thing that I've thrown together is just a quick throw together thing just to show what you could possibly do with this library. Memory wise, it gets pretty lean once you've purged. I haven't actually purged it, but I did it the other night, and it came up with, it was only using like I don't know, not a lot anyway, a fraction of what of the 265 mega RAM it's using at the moment. So that's pretty much the interface and the articulations and the scripting, legato and effects. We're getting on to 10 minutes. I'm going to try not to make it too long. The reason I'm doing this review is because I'm an absolute virtual instrument junkie. I have been since they were invented, and I goes a ways back with that. And you know, I just love them. And the things you can do nowadays is a great democratization of music. I think you can do so much without having to have access to big studios and session musicians. And session musicians like Wayne Bergeron in a box, bring it on, fantastic. Realitone are a company that do have my admiration in terms of scripting for Contact. Scripting is the under the hood stuff that goes on to make Contact work with samples. And I have a few of their other libraries. I have Fingerpick, which is one of my favorite virtual instruments. You know, I'm always looking for excuses to put fingerpick and guitar into songs because it's such a fun VI to work with. I've got Realitone Ladies Light, some nice oohs and ahs and stuff like that. So everything they do sounds good. It's well scripted, well presented, reasonably priced. They do have a sale at the moment. Screaming Trumpet, $99.95 instead of $149 US, $99.95. That's $149 for an Australian with the Australian peso. So yes, Wayne Bergeron, Warp 4, 8 sustained articulations, 14 swell articulations, 20 start tack articulations, and 26 release articulations. Legato, there are 3 scripted round robins, so there's a bit of neighbour borrowing going on there, I would assume. And they've expanded the range too, and when it gets right up the top, it gets a bit brittle, but I haven't actually been there. It goes a lot higher than what I did in this little poor excuse for a tune. So yeah, there it is. It's at a good price. The reason I'm doing this review is purely for my own pleasure. I don't get paid by Realitone. I'll be upfront and say Mike Green from Realitone, who also runs the VI Control Composers Forum, and a shout out to them. I'm learning so much from the composers and musicians on there. And there was a thread about somebody did a trumpet track, and they said, do you guys think this sounds realistic? And so I hopped in on that thread, and Mike was there, and Mike said, geez, I wouldn't mind seeing what you guys can do with Screaming Trumpet. So if you guys want a free copy, you know, send me an email. So I did. I put my hand up for any free VI, guys. And anyway, that was 3 months ago, and I was going to do a review, and I sent him an email, said thanks for it. I'll do a review, and I'll let you know how I go. And he emailed me back. I said I didn't, you know, give it to you for expecting anything like a review or publicity or anything like that. So you don't have to, if you don't want to, just enjoy the instrument. And that's where I left it. I had some illness in the family and things happening, and we've been away on holiday, so it's taken me 3 months to get around to doing this review. And it's kind of funny that it's on sale at the moment, but anyways, that's how I got there. VI Control, shout out there. So much to learn for composers and songwriters and people who work with virtual instruments. And, you know, I really enjoy that environment. And Mike Green took that over last year. So, yeah, shout out to Mike and VI and Realitone. I'm just going to have a quick sip. I'm a little bit hay feverish, so I'll have a quick sip of water before I break up coughing. I'll just play you this while I do that. Rightio, that's better. The old throat was getting a bit tickly there. So, yeah. Do I recommend it? Yes. Is it playable? Yes, it's playable. Is it programmable? Very, very, very. There's fantastic things you can do with this library. I haven't scratched the surface of it. Sounds great. Developer, excellent. What more can I say? I'm just going to play you guys out. And on VI Control, I'm known as El Pedro. Well, as one word, I'm Peter from Canberra, Australia. Enjoying the first rain this spring, which is great because it was getting a bit dry. And I'll just play you out and enjoy, and highly recommend this library, and we'll see you later. And by the way, any developer wants to send me an NFR for a real amateur review, feel free. Grab me on VI Control. I'll review it for you. But I'll be honest. Hey, thanks for watching, and hit like and follow, or don't hit like and don't follow. I don't really care. I do this because I have fun. I'm retired, so I can play in my studio. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll be seeing you next time. Ciao now.